Yeah. Happy November 1st, everybody. We're so glad that you're coming in. I love looking at the participants flooding in on a 3 o'clock Eastern, noon Pacific, and everything in between here. And also, you know, Sisters in Crime is in 12 different time zones. So tomorrow's webinar is, tomorrow's write-in at 3 o'clock is co-hosted by the UK. So they're 4 hours and 5 hours ahead of us here. So, you know, we're spanning a lot of different time zones, which is why we're doing so many write-ins and have interesting timing for some of these things. But we're so glad people can join us, are joining. This is the first write-in of the month, so it will be recorded. Other write-ins for the rest of the month won't be recorded. We're going to just be doing them live and talking to you with different hosts and different things, but we'll talk about that in a couple of minutes. We've got people chatting, which is great. And I want to welcome everybody to the first NaNoWriMo write-in of the month. I'm Julie Henriques. I'm the Executive Director of Sisters in Crime, and I am going to introduce some folks who are on your screen right now so that you can get to know them, and you can, because you're going to be seeing them this month, or you're going to be seeing them on Twitter or in all different ways. And also, you know, I'm extending my tremendous gratitude to the committee who is working on Sisters in Crime's 50K NaNoWriMo in 2021. So I'm going to go as I'm seeing people on my screen. So I know that's going to prepare everybody. First of all, I want to welcome and thank Jen Chow. Jen is the new Vice President of Sisters in Crime. Well, she's a month in, so, but that's still kind of new. But she's new to the NaNo committee. And so Jen, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks so much for having me. And thank you for everyone for participating in NaNoWriMo. It's really exciting to have a community writing together.
Yeah, it is. So we're going to ask everybody to give a tip on writing for NaNoWriMo. So why don't we do that as you're introducing yourself, so that we can sort of, you know, get all positioned.
Perfect. So, okay, my tip is about distractions or not getting distracted. So what I do is when I'm writing, I will either close out all the tabs on my computer and just have the writing screen central, or at least minimize. If I'm really distractible that day, I will turn off the Wi-Fi and I will put my phone on silent as well. So happy writing.
Happy writing. Excellent tip. I know Sherry Harris, former president of Sisters in Crime, is on here. She has a computer that actually won't go on the internet anymore. And I think that's the ultimate. I think it's a little extreme myself, but I think that's a great way to also resist temptation. So distractions are a killer, especially when you're trying to get to 50,000 words. Stephanie Gale is the current president of Sisters in Crime National. Yay! And has nanoed with us before. So Stephanie, what's your tip?
Okay, as someone who does math for a living and loves math, here's you're going to want to do this. Figure out how many words you want to write. I'm actually not writing 50,000 words. I'm writing 30,000 words, and feel free to make your own goals. I know the NaNo goal is 50K, but you do what's right for you. Figure out what that number is divided by 30. For those of you who are doing 50,000, I've done the math for you with the aid of my calculator. And it is 1,667 words a day. Now, you are going to have days when you either exceed or fall far short of that goal, and that is okay. But when you do, you're going to want to readjust your math a little so that you can see where your new target is. So you're going to have to keep kind of a daily count. If you're working in Word, you can just start tracking as you type. If you're starting on a manuscript in which you already have a word count, make sure you write down that word count and then add 1667 to it and see what that count is. I love doing this. This is what I do. I write, this is mine. I started with 10,533, and because I'm only doing 30,000 words, it's 1,000 words. So I need to do 11,533. And sometimes when I'm done writing, I've gone past this number. Oh, it's the best feeling.
That's a great tip. And for those of you who haven't signed up on NaNoWriMo.org yet. They will also help you track, and they give you badges for different things. The 1667 is a really tough, a day is a really tough badge to get. But if you just write some words every day, they've got a badge for that, and things. So that's a great tip. And I know several people who are doing half nanos, or 25 to 30,000 words, because it's November and that works better. Sandra Wong, who is the immediate past president of Sisters in Crime National. Thank you for being here. And what is your tip?
Thanks for having me, Julie. So my tip is all about keeping the flow going. So if you come to a part and where you're writing, where you need some more research or you're unsure, this is my tip. Using your square bracket, put your square bracket, and then you say, research the TF out of this later, or need to look X up, or figure it out later. Whatever works for you, you can use the same thing each time, or you can put a little note in like, need to research, underwear in 1832, and then close your square bracket. What I like to do is I like to bold that and then change the color so that I will catch it later to come back to. If that just takes too much time for you, no problem. Probably when you're done your draft, you want to do a search for your square bracket so you catch them all. So that's all in service to leaving your research brain and your editor brain off and just focusing on your writer brain. So I hope that helps. I like colors and visual aids, so that's why I like doing the bold and the colors, but you don't have to do that. Whatever works for you, and happy writing.
Sandra, that is such a great tip. And it also, as we're just trying to get words out and not get stuck in those research rabbit holes, that is such a great way to remember. Or if you forget a character's, that like check and make sure her name is Barbara.
Right.
Yeah, I love the bracket method myself. So thank you, Sandra. Aubrey Edward is helping us out with NaNoWriMo this year, and she is with the Murder on Ice chapter. So Aubrey, what is your tip?
So my tip is, what do you do if you get stuck? I have two suggestions. If you get stuck in the middle of your writing session, we'll just start bullet pointing. What's your next idea? Even if it's, or what's an idea you have, even if it's at the end of the book and you're starting the beginning of your book, just make your bullet points, move on to the pieces that you just feel like writing next. And what happens if you come to sit down at your session and you just can't think of anything to write? Use what's called a free write. I really like this idea. Someone at the last NaNo last year, one of these events, had an idea of opening the top of your file and having a place where you just keep like a free write journal. And so you can free write on anything about, oh, my breakfast was terrible this morning, and see when it moves you into your manuscript, or free write on your manuscript if you want. I really don't like this character. I don't know why they don't have a dog. They should have a dog. Whatever strikes you, but just keep going, because you need to keep your brain moving and it'll be fine. Be a rebel is what I say.
Excellent. Yeah, we get a lot of rebels and Sisters in Crime, which that's not really that much of a surprise. Faye Snowden. Faye is the secretary of the board of National. And I'm really glad to see her, because this is in the middle of her workday. So
it is from Modesto, California. So my tip is a little salty, right? So I don't know who said this. Somebody put it on Twitter, and I use it all the time, and it helps me with my free writing getting through. So what I do is I change my document to 16 bold font, maybe 18 or 20, depending on how I'm feeling. And I bold it and I turn it red. And the top of my document, I say, I'm making cake. And then I say MFer. And I haven't even mixed in the eggs yet. It's not supposed to taste good, so shut up. And then so every time I start to get my editor, who is usually my mom, the toughest editor, I just look at that and I'm saying, I'm making cake, you MFer. It's not supposed to taste good yet because I haven't mixed in the eggs. If you want to eat the flour, go ahead, but I'm working here. And so that keeps my free write going and and keeps me going. So that's what I do. The other thing is keep your appointments. Don't let anything else interfere with your writing time during this month. Yeah.
And the 2 write-ins a day were something that Faye and I talked about, 6 days a week, but be so that you can have appointments with a lot of different people twice a day. And, you know, you'll be surprised at how much you can get done. And Faye, I'm thinking it's not supposed to taste good. MFR might be a new mug for Sisters in Crime.
Yeah.
We can see. JC Sellers is with Queen City Suspects, the Charlotte chapter, and she has volunteered to help us with NaNoWriMo this month. So JC, do you have a tip for folks?
I do. It's really just taking care of yourself. I mean, I think that that's super important to keep in mind because this is probably a pretty big time for a lot of people because things in the world have just changed so much. So I feel like there's a lot more people involved and wanting to be a part of this event. But just remember that, you know, take care of yourself. Some of the things I keep near me, I have water, so hydration. I like to also light a candle, so something else that's, you know, makes me feel good. And then I have like, I mean, well, Halloween was yesterday, so I have a lot of little snacks to kind of keep me charged up. So that's, you know, little happy things that make me feel good about myself as I'm getting into the mind space to write in my story. So, but take care of yourself.
You know what? That's excellent, excellent advice. And hydrate, get up and move around, like do all those things because writing is hard work mentally, but it's also physically hard to be sitting at a keyboard, especially, you know, towards the 20th of the month where you're like, I really want to get that badge. Last but certainly not least is the chapter liaison for Sisters in Crime National, Kim Kim, I am so sorry, Giordano. I am always I promise you by the end of this month, I'm going to get it right. So also to let you know, Kim, Sandra, and Jen will be doing Twitter sprints on Tuesdays and Fridays at 1 p.m. Eastern. You know, keep going backwards. I sent the information out, but thank you to the 3 of them for overseeing the Twitter sprints. But Kim, what's your recommendation for folks?
My recommendation is to just kind of make sure you're still having fun because I always thought of NaNoWriMo as just being a really fun month. And in the past, I've just stopped enjoying it when I realized I wasn't getting to my 1667 every day. So I am half nanoing it this year. And that gives me breathing room to kind of enjoy the community aspect of it, as opposed to just getting those words down. So that would be kind of my advice, is just make sure you're still enjoying yourself. And if you don't hit your word count, the world's not going to end. You're just 49,000 words closer or something. It's just no big deal.
No, that's such great advice for all of us. Have fun, make this fun this month, and have fun with all of us. So my advice is anyone who's been on write-ins with me at all this year knows it's progress over perfection. Do not let your perfectionist get in the way. Do not doubt yourself. Do not stop. Do not say, I need to go back and edit. Like this month is not the time to do that. You know, don't get negative word counts during NaNoWriMo. You could certainly use Sandra's, you know, bracket, like you got to fix this, or this is terrible, or you got to write this scene next month because I just can't write it right now. But just keep going, keep going, keep going. So a couple of other logistical issues around or things to look forward to this month. So we're going to be doing these write-ins at 3 o'clock and 8 o'clock. There's another link for the 8 o'clock and for the rest of the month. I sent that out. I'll probably send another email. I promise I'll stop sending as many emails, but I'll send another email this afternoon to remind you. Faye's actually going to be hosting the write-in tonight. Or this afternoon, depending on where you are. And tomorrow at 1 o'clock, there'll be at 1 o'clock Eastern, just to go backwards, there'll be a Twitter sprint. And I'm letting these 3 folks determine how Twitter sprints work because they kind of make my brain hurt, but I'm looking forward to doing them. So there's that. The Facebook group, it's a private Facebook group, has been opened up and people are already chatting and using it. So the link is in your email for that. And on Saturdays, we're adding something else. We're adding what we're calling the Saturday social. So we'll do the write-in from 3 to 4, or, you know, again, go backwards, noon to 1, wherever you are. But at 4 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock Central, 2 o'clock Mountain, 1 o'clock Pacific, and then UK and Hawaii. We're going all 12 time zones. We're going to have what we're calling a check-in, but it's actually a Saturday social. So this is webinar style, so we can see just who's on the panelists. But on Saturdays, we're going to see everybody. And we're going to have breakout rooms so that you can meet some people and talk through any issues you're having, or just, you know, have some conversations and then get back together. It's a chance for us to share where we're going, meet other people, you know, just have a social time for an hour or so on Saturdays. We're going to be doing that all throughout November. And then the first Saturday of December, we'll be doing one to recap how fabulous we all do. Keep track of your word count because I'll be asking you at the end of the month, and we'll compile them. I think last year we did like 7 million words with Sisters in Crime with the group. So I'm imagining it's going to be pretty impressive totals. But again, progress over perfection. If what you get done this month is 5,000 words, it's 5,000 more words than you had last month. So that's what's important. So with that, we are going to, I love seeing how many people are chatting it up, but everyone take a deep breath. Oh, Faye, Tessa wanted to know if you have a go-to NaNoWriMo cocktail. So we're gonna, I don't know if you have that ready, but we can, you could share that afterwards, but, or share it tonight, but if we all have cocktails, maybe we need signature cocktails for these social hours. You've added something else for us to think about. So right now, what we're going to do is for the next, we're going to shut off microphones, shut off cameras, and for 25 minutes, we're all going to write together. You'll be amazed at how much you get done in 25 minutes. And you can certainly keep chatting, but I think a lot of people are going to be doing this, and we will bring you back in 25 minutes, answer any questions about NaNoWriMo this year. And then we're done, and we'll see, and Faye will see you again tonight. So everyone ready? Begin. I'm whispering so I don't startle you. Is everyone ready to come back? I know that if we talk too loud right away, it might freak you out. So just starting quietly. It did go fast. How did everyone do? Put it in chat if you'd like. I got, sorry, panic attack. I tried, Gretchen, to be quiet. How did everyone do? I got 719 words written. Everyone else here? I was
I
going
got
to do
61 words over my goal. So the
Look
total.
at you.
I
You're
mean, but I
good.
did not write 1,000 words. People don't get excited. I had already written some words today.
But
Let's be
that's
real.
good. That's great. That's great. Does anyone have any questions? I also wanted to mention Tracy DeHaan was not able to be on the call. She's the other member of this committee. You're going to be seeing her a lot this month as well. So I should have printed out a picture of her to hold up, but you will be spending some time with Tracy, which is always a delight. Anyone else? Yeah, look at everyone's gotten tons of words in there. If anyone has any questions, the chat is going fast and furiously, and I'll kind of try to look, but I think we're all set. So I'm going to send out another. Look at how many words we just wrote as like just all of us on this call together. It's pretty amazing, right? If you it's pretty amazing. It's very humbling, this whole thing. Thousands and thousands of words are now put into the ether, and the muse has visited, 113 people. And isn't that a great thing? So I want to thank all of the committee members for being on this call. I want to thank everybody who logged in and will be logging in with us. Remind you to go to nanowrimo.org and sign up, and you can get your little badges, and make sure you check in with them every day. And, any other final words from anyone here?
Julie, I just had a question for the 5 o'clock Pacific time. That's my time. Right in. Are we going to be using the same link, or do I have?
You're not going to
another-
be using
Okay.
this link. I will get you the link, Faye, for that. And,
Okay.
and I'm going to send out another email today, telling people what that other link is. So it's really clear. So it will be a different link.
Yeah, and also I saw in the chat earlier that people like the amount of emails that you're sending out. Keeps everybody on track. So
Okay, good. No, it's easy. And I'm just going to keep all the guts of it in there so that you always have the link. You always have the Facebook. And then I'll just be chirpy at the beginning and make those messages a little bit different. But
Yeah.
emails, I know some people don't love emails, but just ignore the ones you don't want to read. That's that's my motto. So Faye, I'm going to email you that link. I'm going to make sure everyone else gets the link, and we're off.
thank you, Julie, and everybody. It's been great.
Yeah, thank you. I will see you tonight.
Okay, bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Yes.